Hello, my name is Whitney Hawkins, and today we're going to be going through job correspondence. We're going to go through correspondence actually on a job level. We're going to go through them on a company level and then also on a sub-tech level. So I'm going to show you in all those three different areas how you will enter in a new correspondence and how it works. We're first going to start at the job level. I'm currently logged into our training site. I'm on one of my training jobs. You want to be on the job detail page if you're wanting to enter in a correspondence for a specific job. From the job detail page, we're going to go to the correspondence tab. The correspondence tab within the job detail is very important because the correspondence tab is meant to tell the job of the story from start to finish. So from the very first voice-to-voice contact with the customer to the very last dollar collected on the job, everything in between needs to be recorded within the correspondence. This allows the transparency that we speak of to be available for everyone within the company if they have access to the job. It allows them to go into the job, look in the correspondence, and know at any given time what might be going on within the production of the job. For estimators and project managers, they're mostly going to be using field note. This is something that is important for them because the field note can be specific to things that are actually happening on site. So that's going to be a big one for your estimators and project managers. There are many different options. We're going to go through how to add in a new correspondence. You're going to simply click on new correspondence and it's going to open up this field at the bottom. Your correspondence type and your subject are both mandatory, so you do have to enter in those fields. When you open up the drop down for correspondence type, you might see different options here as this is something that is personable to your own site. So your admins or owners have set this up for what they want to see. So your correspondence types might be different, but you will have options. You'll just want to make sure that you pick the option that best fits the note that you are entering into the system. So I will just say phone. The system automatically date and timestamps to the date and time that you're entering in the correspondence. You can of course change this if you need to backdate, but it will automatically date and timestamp. You do have the option to include someone in the with category. You can type in a name if you would like to. It is a free type field. You can also open up the drop down. The names that will be listed are the names of those employees that are directly assigned to the job as well as your primary contact. Any other contacts that might be listed on the job such as an adjuster, agent, whoever the case might be. You can choose one of these people if, let's say my correspondence type is phone. Let's say I want to choose John Smith. He's my primary contact as, perhaps I got a phone call from John. Subject of the correspondence would want to be spoke with John. And then maybe my detail, you can put in as much detail as you would like. You have all of this space right here and then some to type in, whatever you need to type in. I'm going to say spoke with John regarding supplemental estimate. We'll follow up with adjuster regarding approval. Okay, so there's my detail. This is exactly what I want to put in. I spoke with John. So now if someone comes in and wants to know what's going on at this point, perhaps we're on hold because we're waiting on the supplemental estimate to be approved. Okay, now at this point you have a couple of options. You do have the option, if you notice down here at the bottom, you see where it shows add task. In your note, if you happen to put in there that you want, that you want to follow up or that you want to do something, you can add a task within the correspondence to do so by simply clicking on the add task button. And you do have the ability to go through and add a task that might go along with the correspondence. So just so you know, you do have that option. If you don't wish to do that, all you have to simply do is click on add. And correspondence are automatically listed based on the date and time that it was entered into the system. However, you do have the ability to choose to sort the correspondence however you wish based on the columns that we give you within the correspondence field. So what I mean by that is you can choose to sort by any of these different columns. So if you want to sort by the with field, it's going to go based on who you are entering in the note with. Okay, so it's going to go in alphabetical order based on that. If you want to enter in who enter in the note, you can sort by that and it will go alphabetical order again based on who entered in the note. Okay, now we're going to go through how to enter in a correspondence on a company level. I'm going to go into my companies tab. This will be pretty important for your sales marketing department, as they will be using this area mostly, you know, when they're going through and they're visiting their insurance companies or their property management groups, and they're entering in correspondence to say what they may have done within that insurance company. Perhaps they brought them donuts, or they brought them goodies from you know, your company, or whatever the case might be. So we're going to come in here and let's say I want to choose Allstate. Within the company profile, you are given quite similar tabs that you are given in the job detail page. So if you notice, you do have a correspondence tab. Well, I'm going to go ahead and click on the correspondence tab. And it's going to open up, and it's going to look very similar again to what it would look like on the job detail page. We're going to click New Correspondence. And we're going to go through as we did just now on the job detail. We're going to choose our correspondence type. Well, let's say we're going to do client lunch. Okay, let's say I took this client out to lunch. All right. So I'm going to open up the drop down, and let's say I'm going to choose one of these adjusters, or perhaps their agents. I'm just going to choose one from the list. I took Dave out to lunch. Okay, so let's say took Dave to lunch. Detail could be took Dave to lunch to discuss major losses in his area. Okay, we'll follow up later. Okay. So I've entered in the detail of my task. I have the ability, because this is part of the company's area and this will be used by sales marketing, I have the ability down here to enter in my receipt number. So if I were the one that took Dave out to lunch and I paid for it on company tab, I have the ability to record the receipt number from that tab and the amount that I spent. So now I have a record of how much money I'm spending on this client to make sure, you know, how much money are we actually getting from them. Okay, so this is an important area for, again, sales marketing. So I'm going to go ahead and click on Add, and I'm going to add in my correspondence now to this specific Allstate company. Okay, so now I have record that I went and I took Dave to lunch. Okay, so that's now how we do it on the company level. Now we're going to show you how to do it on the sub-tech level. We're going to come up here and we're going to go to the subs/tech tab. And again, any tech that you want to open up and add in a correspondence for. Again, you'll notice that you have the correspondence tab, so we're going to go ahead and click on that, and it's again going to look very similar to the companies tab that we just looked at. We can go ahead and click on New Correspondence. The correspondence field is going to look very similar. You can open up and we can choose a correspondence type. Let's say collections. Okay, and then if you want to type in the name of the person that you are working with from the sub-tech company, and then let's say sent invoice to John. And then if you want to put in the detail, sent invoice to John for job ID number, and then if you want to put in, you know, a job ID number that, you know, goes along with what it is that we're asking for, then I'm going to go ahead and click on Add, and it's again going to add in my correspondence for that sub-tech, so that if I go in, I can see that I did send an invoice to John, you know, for that specific job. Now, if you have any questions in regards to correspondence, I will direct you over to your university by clicking on the Help/Tools tab and clicking on the restorationmanager.net University. This is where you can go for any kind of reference if you need it in the future. You're going to click on Training Documents. You will go to Estimator and Project Manager. And you'll be able to see this in job correspondence. You'll be able to view PDF, and this will show you on the job level. You'll also be able to go into the sales marketing department, and you'll be able to view the video for sales marketing as well. Okay, so you'll be able to see this video in many different references. I hope this was helpful for you guys. If you have any questions in the future, please feel free to reach out to your direct trainer. We are here to help you at any point in time. Thank you so much for your time. I hope you all have a great day.